Hello friends, today in this tutorial I'll be showing you that how to implement Angular 13 Bootstrap for form validation. So you can see on your screen there is a simple register form out there. So there are four fields out there: first name, last name, email and password, and a register button. So as I click this register button, so I haven't filled the fields here. If I click it, you will see the error messages popping in that first name is required, last name is required, email is required, password is required. So now if I write the values here, you will see the error will gone here. You will see if I once again do this again, this is reactive. This is reactive forms. If I fill the values, the error will gone instantly. So you will see you don't need to refresh the page like this. You can see that last name is required. If I fill the entries here, and basically if I make a mistake here, you can see this is not a valid email address. So you need to be entering a valid email address like here. So again for the password, so password must be at least 6 characters. So all these validations I will show how to put these validations inside these Angular 13 application. So once you have registered, simply click the button and there is the success message. So you have successfully submitted your form. So in many of the applications you need this register kind of a application. You need to be registering your users. So this is a very easy way by which you can implement the form validation inside your Angular 13 application. So let's start building this application. I have given all the source code in the video description. So a step-by-step instruction is given here in the video description with all the images. So just go to the video description and download all the source code. And now let's get started by building this application, guys. So I will close this project. So here in my projects directory, I will open command line and I will make a new directory here, which is form validation. I will cd into this and I will make a new Angular project, ng new form validation, and enter. And now it will ask for questions here. You need to allow routing. I will press N and we will only use CSS. That's it. So now it will install these modules here. So I will be back, guys, whenever these modules are installed. Now guys, you can see that all these modules have been installed here, and now we can open this inside our Visual Studio Code text editor. So you will see this is a folder of form validation and we have the source folder here. So the very first thing you need to do is that you need to add the module. So just open source, then go to app and open this app.module.ts file, and here we need to import our reactive forms module. So this is a built-in module inside Angular. So we will be importing from this package angular/forms. And from this we need to import reactive forms module. And after importing it, you need to add this inside this imports array, put a comma and add this reactive forms module. So just close this file. And after that, guys, you need to install Bootstrap. So just in the command line, just execute this command npm I bootstrap. So this will install that Bootstrap 4 dependency inside our Angular application. Now we can start this Angular application by ngserve. So we need to go, sorry, we need to go to the form project folder, which is form validation. Now execute npm I bootstrap. So now this will install this module inside this project, and now you can start this application ngserve. So this will start at localhost 4200. So now guys, you need to open app.component.html. So delete all this source code, and here we will first of all, now to import Bootstrap as it is installed here, we need to open our styles.css file. This is a global style sheet. Here you can just write the styles for the global project. So here you need to insert this line, which is @import, and then inside double quotes, this is a symbol you need to write here, which is bootstrap slash dist slash css slash bootstrap.css. So we are importing the bootstrap.css file like this. So now close this. We have successfully imported Bootstrap. Now inside app.component.html file, we can use the container class of Bootstrap. And here we will have the row class. And inside this row class, we will give it a call md6, and then we will have some offset. So we will say offset md3. So these are the classes that we have given here. These are all Bootstrap classes. And now we will have the form tag. So we don't have to write action here. Simply inside this form tag, we will have inside this we will have four fields here. So inside this we have div. We need to attach a form group class to it. So form group, and we will have a simple label for first name. So this will be simple first name, and then we will have a simple input field, guys. So this will be input type will be text, and we will be attaching a class to it of form control. So now basically if you refresh it, you will see this Bootstrap input field right here. If I refresh it, localhost 4200, you will see this is the first name, and the Bootstrap for styling has been made to this input field by these classes that we have attached here. So like this, we will have last name, email address, and password fields. So here we can just copy this second time, third time, and fourth time. So this will be last name, this will be email address. So just write email address, and this will be for password. So now you can see we have four fields here: first name, last name, email address, password. And lastly, we will have a register button. So again, we will bind this in form group, and we will have a simple button which will say that register. So we will attach some classes to it, which is btn primary, which is a blue color, and it will say register. And we will now have a register button out there like this. So now guys, we will attach the form validation. We will do the form validation type. Now to attach the form validation, it is pretty simple. So when we submit our form, so inside this form tag, we will attach a reference to it. So we can call this inside double square brackets, and here we will give this attribute which will be form group. So this will be equal to whatever name that you want to give it. So I will give it as register form. And then again, it's a event handler ng submit. So when we submit this form, what function that we need to trigger? So we will trigger this on submit function. So now inside our app.component.ts file, we need to write these functions. So just we will first of all declare this variable. So when we move to this file here, right here, so register form, we will declare this variable register form is equal to, and this will be of the type colon, sorry, this will be of the type form group. So now guys, it will automatically import this from dash angular @angular slash form. So just write this line at the very top. So we have declared this variable that we have given here. You can see register form. So we have successfully binded it to our angular component. And then we will have a boolean variable which will be submitted, and the current value will be false. So the form is not submitted. So we have declared this value for this form is not submitted when we load the page for the very first time. And inside our constructor, guys, so for our component, we will have a private variable here which will be of the form builder, which of the type will be form builder. So form builder, so it will automatically import it from this library again. So just this is empty constructor. And now guys, we will have our ng onInit method. So when this component is initialized, this function will automatically trigger, and here we can write our validations. So what type of validation that you need to perform? So first of all, we will target our this dot register form, and inside this we will this dot form builder, and we will target the group, and here we will put the validations that we need to have. For this, first of all, we will have the first name. So first name will be having square brackets you will write, and first argument will be like this, and the second argument will be for the validators dot required. So validators, you will also see it is automatically imported here. So just write this, and the first validation is required dot required. So this simply means that if the user submitted a blank value, then this message will come that please submit this value. So this is a validation. So if the user submit nothing, then this validation will trigger. So here guys, we need to attach it, the first name variable, inside our template also. So right here, whenever we do this, so first name is required, so we need to attach this variable. So you will see here we need to attach this inside our input field. So here we will say here form control name. So this will be form control name. So this we need to attach here. Form control name will be the same name that you have given inside your validation. So this will be first name. So this needs to be matching. You will see first name. So I think N is capital here. So we need to make this N capital. So like this. So you can see that we have successfully binded it form control name. And now to show that error message, we also need to dynamically add the class. So this can be added through ng class parameter. Ng class is equal to, and then we need to have write a condition here inside curly brackets. So here we will write here in single quotes is invalid. So this is a class in Bootstrap. Wherever you attach the red color border around the input field, so is invalid, this will be true whenever the form is submitted. So we have declared this submitted variable here. You will see it is currently false. So if it becomes true, and also we will attach a and condition, and also if the register form dot controls dot first name, if the first name also contains error, in that scenario we will put the red border around this input field, meaning that this contains some error. So you just need to write this dynamic ng class here, this expression. And now if I just submit this form, for this purpose I also need to write our ng on submit method. So whenever we submit the form here, we have binded this ng submit parameter. So we need to write this function on submit. So right here we need to write this function on submit. So first of all, we will make this variable this submitted to true. So now the form is submitted, and now inside this if condition, we will say this dot register form dot invalid. Then in that case, we need to just return. We don't need to print out the success message. If all the fields are successful, then only we will print out the success message like this. So now I can test this application for a single input field. So now it is saying ng submit on submit can't bind to ng submit since it is a known property of form. Sorry, let me see guys, what is the problem? Title ng. Let me see guys, what is sorry guys, I figured out the error. This needs to be in the parentheses, not in the square brackets. Just make it inside parentheses. Just ng submit, this needs to be inside parentheses. So just make it, and now your problem will be solved. So now if I click the register button, you will see this error is there because we haven't filled it, and this is the red border you can see here. Error is there, you will see. If I write something here, that error will be gone. If I again filled it blank, you will see this is a reactive form. So without refreshing the page, we are validating this input field and attaching this error border here like this. So now we need to do this for all the input fields out there. So we can just yeah, we can just copy this ng class and write it for the last name also. So we can just, first of all, we can attach our form control name. So this will be last name. and then we can paste this ng class at parameter which is invalid. So once again we need to add this inside our this one, so this register form. So inside this array we need to write this. So here you need to put a comma here. So this will be for the last name. So again we will type here validators dot required. So if you refresh it, now you will see two border having this red input field because we haven't filled it. You will see. You will see that. So in this way you can do this, guys. So and now we can also do it for the email and password as well. So some mistake was there for the last name. We also need to change it for like this like this last name dot errors. So now you will see the correct result. So if I fill out this field, the error will still be there for this last name like this. You can see that. So now we can attach it for our last name as well, guys. So email address as well. So we can say here form control name is equal to email, and also we can attach it for form control. Yes, form control. So this will be password. So we can now attach once again, put a comma here, and this will for the email. So again we will attach the validators. So if the value is blank, then we will attach this required field, put a comma, and same goes for the password as well. Validators dot required. So again, if you click, you will see I need to change the names as well. So here we need to attach this ng class parameter. So we will copy this and attach it to our register form controls. This will be for the email, and also we will attach it for the password. So this will be for the password. And now you can see all the errors fields have this red color field. So basically if I fill it, it will go. You can see that I'm saying the last name having some kind of a problem. Let me see, guys. Last name. Sorry, so this needs to be capital. That was a problem. So now once again you will see if I fill out the entries, these error will gone. And now, guys, this validation supports various kinds of filters that you can apply. So one such filter is minimum amount of characters needs to be required for a validation. So let's suppose you have to at least write a minimum of 4 characters for your first name. So what you can do is that in that scenario, you can add another filter. So this can be an array. So you can just write an array here. In that array, you can write your filters. So we can say first will be validators dot required, and the second filter will be validators dot min length. There you can see min length, max length, all these parameters are there. So I need to be having a minimum length of 4 characters. So once again close this, and now you can see there are two validators out there, first for the required and second is for the minimum number of length. So now you will see if I write 1 2 3, the error will not go because we have applied the second parameter, minimum length should be 4 characters. So if I now write 4, now this error will go away. So this is a very simple thing. You can attach it, and now we can do this for the email as well. So we can say here validators dot required, and then we can also attach for the email. So validators dot required, validators dot email. That's it. So now if you don't write a valid email address in that scenario, you will see this is not a valid email. This is a valid email. Now this error is gone away. So if I make this as invalid dot, now in this scenario this is not a valid email, so that is why the error is still there. So this is a validation, guys. Now I need to also show the messages. In that scenario, we need to go to our, once again, app.component. So this min length, we need to shift it for the password. So we can just copy this and paste it here. So password should be minimum characters should be for the password should be. Sorry, it is the problem. Yes, this is there. So we need to, sorry, this is not a array. So let me just remove this. So password mid length, I change it to 8 characters. So password should be at least 8 characters. So now I will go to our app.component.html file. And now for printing out the messages guide, it is very easy. After this input field, we will have our div element. Inside this div element, we will show the error messages. So this will be pretty simple. Inside this div, we will have our ngIf star ngIf, and inside this if condition we will check if the form is submitted, and also if the register form dot controls dot first name, as this is the first name input field, first name is containing some kind of a error, so like this. So in these situation I need to print out the error message. So we will also be attaching a red color which is text danger to the text of the color. And now inside this div, we will have another div where we will show the error message to the user. So again, basically we will have this ngIf. So ngIf. So here we will check if the form is submitted, and also register form dot controls dot first name is having this error of required. So if the field is empty, then we will simply say to the user that first name is required. First name is required. So this is very simple, guys. If I refresh it now, it will, it is saying that object is possibly null. Let me see, register form dot controls dot first, oh sorry, this, sorry guys, I named it incorrectly. This f needs to be small, first name, because we declared it inside our controls. This is the first name parameter, n is capital, f is small, so that is why that was the error. So just make this slight adjustment, and now you will see this error message inside our browser. If you refresh it, once again some kind of error is there. Sorry, I guys, you can see this is register spelling is wrong here. So you will see sometimes in coding, these mistakes can happen. Register, just make it correct spelling here. And now basically you can see compiled successfully. If I click register, now you will see the message is coming here. First name is required. If I fill this name, the error will gone. If I again blank it, you will see first name is required. So in this way, you can fill out this error messages here inside this form validation. So I need to make this same for the last name as well. So right here, now I will once again write this. We will have a div, and then we will have again a if condition ngIf. So this will be equal to, we need to check if the form is submitted, and then register form dot controls dot last name dot errors, and also we will attach text changer, and here we will show the message that last name is required. So here once again we will attach the condition that ng if form is submitted, and we will have this error register form dot controls dot last name dot errors dot required. So now you will see last name is required. Same we can do this for the email address as well. So email is slight different will be. So here again we will have if condition, if the form is submitted, and register form controls and email errors, and we will give it a text danger class, and again we will check in the if condition, if the form is submitted, and register form dot controls dot email and errors dot for the required field also, and also we need to check for the second condition that we put here. If you check here, these are two condition here, this is an array, so there are second condition which is for the value email as well. So we will need to once again put a and symbol here, put a and symbol. We need to check for the third condition, register form dot controls dot email dot errors dot email. Sorry, this is the second condition. So in this way you can check it for multiple conditions, or you can do the second thing. Here we can just say email is not correct. So this is the first way I am showing you. This is not the recommended way, but I will show you instead. So here you can see you cannot do this like this. So this is not a correct way. So the correct way I will show you. You cannot attach multiple conditions here. So at one time you can only show one condition. So here we will say email is required, and now the it will be there. So it is saying some kind of error is there. Register form dot controls dot email, let me see. Let me see guys, what is the error? Sorry guys, I have attached, you will see I have attached a second if here. The star symbol needs to be have once here like this, so I have changed this, and now you will see email is required. So basically if I filled out a invalid email, it will not show me that error. So for that we will again have another div here like this. Again we will check for the second condition. We will say ng if the form is submitted, and register form dot controls dot email dot errors dot email. This is the second condition that we put here. You will see this is the valid email or not. So in this we will say here that email is not correct, email is not valid. Now you will see if I enter here, you will see email is not valid. If I don't enter anything, email is required. So when I enter a valid email, let's suppose the error will gone. And now I will show you for the password as well. This will be very easy. Once again, we will have the ng if, we will attach it. So here we will say submitted, and register form dot controls dot password dot errors dot required. text changer. So here we will say password is required. What I can do is that, guys, we can simply copy paste it from the email. So I will just change the conditions here like this. So I will just copy paste it. This also contains, you will see, two conditions, which is required and for the min length. So I can paste it here. So here I can change, instead of email, I can change for password. And for the conditions here, you can say min length. That's it. So this needs to be password, should be at least 8 characters. Password is required. So some kind of error is taking place. Sorry, this min length L is small here. So just make it small. L small. Mm, Password errors required. So if you go to the video description link, I have written a complete blog post. Let me check it. What is the error here? Password is required. So if you just paste it here, so that is why you can go to the video description link to download all the source code. So some kind of error can take place while programming. So it is better that you have the reference. Now if you see, password is required. Password must be at least 6 characters. So this needs to be changing to 8 characters because we put 8 characters in the validation. So when I write 8 characters here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then this error will go away. If I email is not valid, if I enter a valid email address, you will see that. So in this way, guys, you can do reactive form validation in Angular 13. I have shown you from step by step. And if you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and download all the source code in the video description.